وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوا يَغْفِرُونَ. That when they are challenged with anger, they forgive. This is an amazing characteristic or a trait of a believer. So number one is that a person is challenged by anger. So that just the anger itself is a challenge that you have to now control it. So that's why the Prophet ﷺ said that one of the signs of a believer, or the sign of belief itself, is a person gets angry for the sake of Allah and he loves for the sake of Allah. So love and anger, these two things are important. They're an important component of us being human beings. We have to have those two components. Without those two, we are incomplete. But we have to use them properly. So when a person is confronted with anger, the first challenge is that how a person reacts to that. How a person reacts to it. So a person who is, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the other verse in Surah An-Nisa, He mentions, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ. Those who suppress their anger and they control, they have their anger in control. It doesn't just go wild, that a person gets angry, immediate reaction, right? You know, something happens, immediately you have to react to that. So a believer is the one who controls his anger. That's hard, just to control it. But there's another level. There's another level. Because sometimes you're angry and then you give that silent treatment, right? Then you wait for the moment and then you burst out, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوهُمْ. When something makes them angry, what they do? They forgive. So at the end, and that's very hard. That's even harder. One, to control and to know how to react at the anger when it occurs, is then after that, now erasing it. That erasure is very difficult. And therefore, that's one of the guarantees for a person going into Jannah. And the Prophet ﷺ, once he was mentioning that this person who's going to enter into these doors, he's going to enter Jannah. He's from the people of Jannah. And the Sahaba, they were looking, they thought that maybe Abu Bakr or Umar or one of those great companions, they're going to enter the door of the masjid. And they see this person walks in. He's an ordinary person. A lot of people don't even know who he is. Right? He walks in and the hadith describes that how he was walking in. He just made his wudu, his face, his limbs were wet. He was carrying his shoes and he just walked in. Everybody was thinking, maybe there's someone else. Then the next day the Prophet ﷺ said the same thing. He said the person who enters into the masjid is the people of Jannah. The same person enters. The third time the same person enters. One of the Sahaba said, I need to go and find out what this person does, that he's from the people of Jannah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him by the tongue of the Prophet ﷺ, that this person is going to enter Jannah. He follows him and we know the story, right? He stays with him for 3 nights. He shows that he's a stranger, he needs a place to stay. It's not like nowadays you have to find a motel, you don't ask for anyone, can I stay at your place? It was a tradition back then. You're a stranger in town, be my guest. Literally. So he was a guest for 3 days, couldn't find anything. He was praying the same thing, he was doing the same thing. He was sleeping at night, wake up maybe for tahajjud, maybe not. He would pray fajr. Just a normal person, nothing special. And then he went to Sahabi, couldn't find anything. After all, he said, the reason why I became your guest, I wanted to see what is the special thing that you do. That the Prophet ﷺ said that you are the people of the garden. He said, I don't do anything. Really, I don't do anything special. And he kept on pushing him. No, you have to. There is something special that you do. And he said, yeah, there's just one thing that I do. SubhanAllah. It looks so simple and easy, but it is actually hard. He says that every night before I go to sleep, I just clear my heart from everyone. Any person who made me angry, anything that I was upset about, something someone said to me, I just forgive that person. I just forgive everyone. And I sleep with a clean heart. Clean heart. And the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever wants to follow my sunnah, he said, whoever can start the morning and start the evening, وَلَيْسَ فِي قَلْبِهِ غِشٌّ لِأَحَدٍ فَافْعَلْ. If you can start the day and end the day while you have no ill feeling towards others, then do so, because that's my sunnah. And whoever follows my sunnah, فإن ذلك من سنتي ومن عمل ومن عمل بسنتي كان معي في الجنة أو كما قال. The ma'na of the hadith, that whoever follows my sunnah, he will be with me in Jannah. So it means you will enter Jannah and you will be with the Prophet ﷺ by following the Sunnah of forgiving. Ramadan is a time that you forgive, and that's one of the challenges that we are challenged with. And of course, after Ramadan, but when you're fasting, sometimes you get angry, especially at the end of the day, you're tired, you're exhausted, fatigue, and all that, sleep deprived, hungry, thirsty, all the other things, no caffeine, things can go south. Forgive. Especially when you come to the Salah, when you come for Tarawih. On the 27th night, you'll be challenged. You'll be tested. Right? On Eid Day. Right on Eid Day. Just after Ramadan. The devil is going to come and try to come back hard because he was just holding back for 30 days. And people get really upset about small, simple things. SubhanAllah, we need to make sure that we hold on to this trait of a believer, that he forgives and forgets. Right? Hold on to your anger. That's one level. You have already made, mashallah, you have accomplished something. But then also forget about it and forgive for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive us.